Right. So still September is they're not doing as crazy sprays as they did last year, so it's holding up. So if I can take advantage and enjoy outside, then I will do that. So I will still be outside. Oh, maybe for most of September. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, I'm back to an upper body day. As you can see, we tend to alter upper and lower days. And I think I'm going to do similar to that deltoid trinity, something for the front delts, something for the rear delts and side delts, but a little modified because I've been doing so much back stuff. I haven't done any direct biceps work, and I just feel like something different. So I'm going to do that in lieu of that's kind of the rear delt work type of thing. So for the push, so the front delts, if I'm going by that deltoid thing, for the push, I'm going to try a version of single arm push-ups. Basically just standard. My little bee friend. Buddy, I don't got anything. I don't have anything interesting. I don't want to swat him. My friend. I'd like to come say hello. Hey. They like to check things out. Pretty much it's going to be a standard single arm push-up, but I'm going to do it on a handle, which makes it way harder than just doing a single arm push-up on the ground, but I'm going to try doing it on the handle. Then, instead of rows, I'm going to do bodyweight curls with rings. And then for the side delt, I've been doing these sandbag lateral raises for like so many weeks throughout the summer. It's in all my other videos of this particular day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the sandbags, but with a twist. So there's an exercise you can do. It's typically done with both arms, but you can do it a single arm. I'm going to do it single arm. If you've never done it before, how you would start out is seated, so on a bench or whatever, and you're doing a seated dumbbell lateral raise. But what you do for your man, this bee just really wants to say hello. Sure. Right, you would be seated, and you would take a heavier weight that you can't do a full rep with. You would take that on purpose, and it's something you can only maybe move this high or this high, or right. So you have an intentionally heavy dumbbell that, and you want to move it more than that. You want to be able to get some movement, but you're trying with your mind-muscle connection, and you're trying to think of these muscles. Right, you don't want to cheat it. It's you want to do the proper motion. So you're not doing a partial range. You're doing the first bit of a full range. So it still is a partial, but as opposed to thinking, oh, I'm just doing this. No, you're trying to get up. But because it's so heavy, it just stops you. And then you do that for, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 reps. Put that down. Then you would grab your moderate weight or a lighter weight. And there should be an element, there's kind of two factors. There's one factor, and then you do a full rep range with this lighter weight. And the one factor is that compared to the heavy one, oh, this feels so much lighter. Then you're also fatigued so even though you didn't do these full range ones, but because you were giving an honest effort and it was just so heavy. So at first it might feel, oh yeah, that's not too bad, but then it quickly catches up. So whatever reps you get after that, it's like you can go 10 reps in 10 or 8-16, 8-8, 8-10, just whatever. It's in and around those moderate type of rep ranges. So I'm going to do that with the sandbags. When I did the sandbags before, like I did the lightest, so there's just 3 sandbags here, and each one happens to be a bit of a different weight. So first I did the lighter one, then I did the lighter one again, more reps, then I did the medium one, the heavy one, then I cycled back through, then I did the lighter one for even more reps, and I went medium, heavy, and then I held the light one and medium one together. That was in week 8 or workout 8. I held them together for whatever reps. So I hit a new high in weights. Well, I was constantly hitting new highs basically every workout. And then in week 9, I went back down to like a deload, and instead of the lightest sandbag for a stupid amount of reps because I was doing so many rounds, I did the medium bag, but I got I think high teens, whatever it was a new record with that. So now I'm not gonna go to the high. It's because I've kind of done everything I can do. So that's why hence doing something completely different, which is the preloaded technique. So I'll have the heaviest one and the medium one, because I know the medium one and the lightest one I could actually move for a few. I mean, those reps were like pretty bad the week I did it, but I still was getting like a 10 or so with that. But I'll do this preloaded one arm at a time. I'm going to do one arm brace, same way I've been doing it for all summer. And then I'll drop the heaviest one, and I'll just keep the medium one, and then see what kind of reps I can do with that. Anyway, so there's going to be my A1, A2, A3. Just got to get my stopwatch, get ready to go. Ooh, we'll be starting at 356. 311. It's when the World Health Organization declared Corona worldwide pandemic, 3/11/2020. There you go. Oh, man, that was hard. 16, I guess that's all right. But it's just harder than just going, this is fatigue now. But going from the ground is easier than the handles. The handles, it's quite a bit more of a challenge. Won't take a ton of rest between arms, just a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, that's a challenge. Oh. Just on the grass, should be training barefoot. Get some grounding. Oh man, that's a tough 10. Yeah, I think these are I put them a little lower compared to when I did it before. Probably another half a foot lower. That's that. 10 plus 3. Jeez. I gotta work on those. Yeah, this is the medium bag. One of the handles is busted. It's not like this guy where the handles are in good working order. So you just have to wrap. I just have to wrap the other handle around this guy. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna hold this. Oh, so this is the preloaded one. Oof. Basically 816. Oof. Ow. That is a good pump in your shoulders, a good feeling. I mean, it's fatigued, but it feels worked in a good way. It feels strong. I mean, even though I wouldn't be able to do any more right this second, but that's a good feeling. Yeah. So that one, you gotta really make the mind-muscle connection, and don't try to cheat it, even on the preloaded ones. Right? Don't think of just doing the quarter movement. Just you're doing the first quarter of the full movement, or the first third, or first 20%, whatever it is. That's part of the trick with those preloaded ones. just under 15 minutes for the first round. I mean, I was done that in 12. It's coming at the 14-minute mark, but I think I'll do 3 rounds. Should be a decent volume. Yeah, so compared to the other day, there's 2 single arm exercises and 1 double arm. Right, the lateral raises, that stays the same as being single arm, but I basically flipped from the 2 arm, the crawling push-ups, lateral crawling, that is, and instead of the single arm rows, I'm doing bodyweight curls. Yeah, I really haven't been able to work on my curls a lot because these ligaments I hurt last summer. But this didn't bother me. It's getting a little better. Finally. 10. That's kind of like my number. But everything else was 16, or well, 8 drop 16 on the preloaded lateral raise. I want to try to get 16. I'm only doing 3 rounds. So that was more because on the first set I only did 10 plus 3. So I did an extra 3 total. So after 2 sets, I'm at a total of 32. Oh. And no ligament pain, which is good. Yeah, so my biceps are a bit weaker than they've been in the past because I haven't really been able to train them, but you know, they're still probably still stronger than I was, you know, a number of years ago, and they're still good overall. See, if I use the same focus and intensity out of the bottom, see how much I accelerate out of the bottom, so it makes the whole movement easier. In part, that's what these preload teaches you. Although I'm losing count, I'll say that's 7, 8, oh well. Oh. I know when you do these, the tendency is to just count. Oh yeah, it's 16 and those first 8, they were only partials, they don't count. No way, because you're going heavy and you're trying to move it. You're not just doing the first quarter, you're doing the first quarter of the full thing. And so you're really trying to move and accelerate it. And you know, I could make a case that those reps, even though they're only partial, they're harder from a certain perspective. Maybe not like the muscular endurance type of thing, but from a neurological standpoint and a muscle activation standpoint. So we'll say they're even. So that's 24 reps, right? People get in their heads, they think, oh, only the full range ones count. Not if you're doing it right. And then again, if you're not, if you don't have somewhat of a strength level, like this isn't a beginner exercise, build up some strength after a few years, and then try these preloaded ones. Like I wouldn't be doing these. Well, I wouldn't really do them in the first few years of training, to be honest. But when I started doing the non-preloaded ones, the regular ones, like how I accelerated up, that's what you want, is that feeling. So you're more powerful when you do the lighter weight, even when you've used to been doing it. It's because your brain is wired, okay, I gotta overcome a big challenge here. That's the idea. You're already stronger than you knew. This is one of those ones that helps you realize that. Yeah, that was a good set. It was remember this is even though I'm used to doing those lateral raises and I've done preloaded ones in the past, I haven't done them for a while and I haven't quite done them with sandbags like that. So that first set, I mean, sometimes it takes a workout to get into things, but really it's that first set, and then that set which is so much better, and it's pretty good. So I'm just gonna do 3 sets, 1 left. Just write it down in my book, got a quick drink. Oh. So I wonder what the translation would be for a factor of difficulty between these and double arm push-ups. Now I'm doing handles, so I guess if you're going from the ground, you talk about a single arm ground to a double arm ground, or single arm handle to double arm handle. But that was 16, but 16 on each side, 32. I can do way more than 32 push-ups. I could probably get over 70, you know, maybe close to 80 right now. So that's like 2.5 times. Right, because I'd have to go 32 times 2.5 basically to get what I can do double arm. That's quite a bit of an adjustment factor. But there is a benefit. Well, times 2. Oh, no, that's not even times. That's even counting for the single arm, right? Where I already doubled the 16 and 632. But you know what I'm saying? It's from that 32 because of each arm. That's because there's a factor of when you do each hand together, there's like a synergistic strength effect. And then you're doing like your own body weight. Like I'm not doing 100%. The only way you're doing 100%, you got to put your, like I would have to go into a handstand press, right? But so there's just a function of your own body weight you're doing. But when you're not doing, like when you're doing 2 hands, it's because that is just spread out so much more, and that lever is relatively easy. That's why this is such a high multiplication factor, 2.5. Anyway, it's just some fun numbers. Ooh. And but also because it's a 2.5 factor. Well, 5 times. If I'm going with 1 arm, then it's 5 times. But 2 arms, right? It's just 2.5 times when you take your total to compare to the other total. I'd rather think of it as 2.5 times as opposed to 5 times 1 arm. Add up each arm and then 2.5 times. But the other thing that shows you is you have to do quite a few push-ups before you can do any single arm ones, right? If you think, oh, I can do 20 push-ups, let me try the single arm ones. Well, there's probably some overhead level of strength. Like there, it's not just a straight multiplicative thing. There's going to be, you know, more of a derivative equation we have to derive, that is. Ugh. Look at me talking, getting all this rest. I don't want that. Gotta go. Let's go. Come on, a solid 16 here. at 11. I wanted to hold my last one, and I didn't. I'm not going to put down 17 or 16, and then I know I held my last one. Of that little extra one. But I'm not going to write that down. Yeah, what I need to do is a drop set here. Because it's good to finish with a high rep set. Especially if you're not getting that higher reps. So, if I do this today again, and I move the weight or I make it a little more challenging, then I'll note that I got to do a drop sit on that last one. Okay. Yeah, so my estimates are a 50-pound bag and a 40-pound bag, so this is probably 90 pounds. I would say. Oh. Uh, 13. I am using a bit of swing. That's fine because of this awkward shape, and it's how it is. Well, trust me, it's still a good training effect. And I feel my side delts the next day. Woo. Ooh. You go 40 minutes. It says 41, but I was talking a minute. Yeah, I was talking a bit. Some of that was natural rest time. Some of that was extra, so it's really 40 minutes. But very inefficient, not inefficient, efficient and effective workout. So 40 minutes, and just different ideas to take the same movement and different things you can do, right? And even if you can't do a single arm push-up, you can always try that from, well, I'd still say develop the base strength first. But then if you're okay enough to give it somewhat of a try, right, you can always do your knees to shorten the lever of your body, and then work from there. And you might see, then you go back to 2 arms, and you get more reps with 2 arms, and you work on that again, and then come back to single, then you're even better, right? So there's just all these different ways how to progress different things, and then when you come back to another thing, and you're stronger than you were when the last time you were there, that type of effect, right? So more ideas on the rings. That preloaded exercise, again, if you've been training for a number of years, right, and you've been doing various shoulder exercises, including lateral raises, then you can give that one a shot, where you do a heavy dumbbell, put it down, and then do a lighter one, and you'll feel that effect, right? And then you'll work up on those, but you're always a little pre-fatigued from the other ones. But then when you try it fresh again, you just do a dumbbell raise, you'll see wherever you were before you started the program with the preloaded ones, and next time around, like, then you'll just be better. And then you'll work on that stuff again, or, you know, find different variations, or just work on the standard thing if you haven't done standard in a while. See where you are. Oh, I can get more than before. And playing with simple sets and reps on a week-to-week basis. But again, gives you, again, an idea of the principles of how we change the sets and reps, or the reps and weights and sets, whatever. They're all intertwined, right? Every workout or every week, and you just see how these new challenges come back around to new things, and you're better the old way, all stuff like that. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Take care.